Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to your myofascial release practice on the districtyoga.com. You're going to need one block, two tennis or myofascial balls. I also like to have a blanket just to support my head, but it's not absolutely necessary. And we're going to get into the back side of the body. We're going to dissipate any stress that you might be carrying through that back side, and we'll start from top to bottom. So go ahead and find your way onto the ground. Bring that block off to the side. And we're going to start in the traps. So I'll just show you quickly before I get down. We're going to start in no particular or rigid region. Just drop the balls, both balls at the same time. We're going to place one at a time into the area of the trap. So that upper part of the shoulder there, come onto your back. So we'll go ahead and place those one at a time. Again, nothing super specific. It's a fairly large muscle, so you will touch it if you just place it behind you. And right away, once you land there, you might not notice any or hardly any sensation. So we're going to use that block on this one. So you get to decide which height you're going to go, either the lowest height or maybe even the middle height. I'm going to start on my lowest height. Just press through the feet as you lift those hips up and then find a little support for your hips. And now you should feel a little bit more sensation through the area of the traps. So now we've lifted our hips so that we have a little bit more body weight pressing us down towards that space. Just give yourself a couple moments here. Again, if you'd like to adjust the height of the block, all you're really doing is adding a little bit more of an angle, a little bit more slope so that you can put a little bit more pressure. I'm actually going to go back to my lowest setting and give you a couple different options. So you might adjust it too after these options. If you're okay here, just go ahead and stay here and breathe. If you want a little bit more, maybe reach the arms up towards the sky, fingertips reach up. So again, we're just adding gravity, adding a little bit more body weight on top of those balls. And my favorite thing to do for the traps is really to lift the arms up and overhead. I like to place a bend through my elbows as I lower the arms back, up and overhead behind me. Again, maybe a little bit more of a bend through the elbows. Maybe the elbows splaying out towards the sides if that is calling your name. Mine definitely do. And for me, this feels wonderful. I'm just going to stay here for a few rounds of breath. If you went and maybe your arms were hovering, see if you can, again, bend through the elbows so that your palms are resting. Or if you had any additional blocks or supports behind you, maybe a couch you could place the hands on. Take a couple breaths. Just let that sink in. So the space is often one where we carry a lot of tension, a lot of stress. Really, most of us tend to walk with some sort of stress up here. So see if you can just breathe there and let any of that tension go. We're trying to kind of work through some of the tissues there, trying to hydrate any of those tissues. Really, on the superficial side, we're touching definitely the deep tissues, but we're really working to impact or touch the superficial tissues closer to the skin so that you have this nice gliding or hydration so that the muscles can glide by each other. Take your last couple breaths. If you did reach the arms up and overhead, we're slowly going to bring the palms back up towards the sky and then back down towards the earth. Press through the feet, lift the hips up so that you can slide that block out from underneath, maybe a little windshield wiper if that feels good. And we're going to move to the upper back area. Well, upper middle back here. You're still part of the thoracic spine. But we're going to be around kind of that bra strap area. If you're a female, you know what I'm talking about. I'm showing you on the screen now, but kind of in that bra strap area. We want a little space between the balls so that our spine isn't on the balls. And if you'd like to place one at a time, you can. You want to make sure that they're somewhat symmetrical across from each other. Ha. And then if you need to roll up or down, you can. If you need to adjust in any way, you can. Option to keep the knees bent. Option to extend the legs if that was calling your name. I'm going to stay here. And then you decide where the hands are going to go, maybe on the hips, maybe at the sides, maybe on the belly. And right away for me, I definitely feel a lot of sensation happening here in my backside. I'm just going to try to breathe. I'm going to try not to resist the balls pressing in. Trying not to tense up. Just give yourself some space to arrive, to let those balls just find a little compression with the muscles and the tissues in and around this area. We're mostly touching into our erector spinae, or really the long ropey muscles along the spine. They help keep us standing up straight and seated straight. They're really always kind of working. I think they're the one muscle that really is always fairly active. Go ahead and just take a few rounds of breath here. Again, we're just trying to let any type of stress or tension just dissipate into the balls. Allowing our breath to guide us. Noticing that we never want any sharp pains or anything like that. We really kind of want that tender spot, but nothing too intense. Last 5. Beautiful. If you're with me, go ahead and take one last full breath in. Maybe press the balls away. Stay there. Let the balls sink back in last time. And then this time, let's go and remove one ball at a time. I just want you to extend the legs out and just take a couple moments just to notice. Notice how that upper middle back feels. We notice how the upper body feels in comparison to the lower body as we work our way down. The next space that we're going to is the middle back. So we're going to go just below the lowest ribs. And again, I'll kind of show you as I lift up. So we're about an inch, maybe a half an inch to an inch beneath the low ribs. We're in that middle back area. There you go. So wherever you are, go ahead and place again one ball at a time, maybe. And again, we want about an inch between the balls so that our spine is not on the balls per se. And then if you're with me, again, they should be symmetrical. So you should have the balls about an inch apart, and they should be fairly in line there. Want to make sure they're not too wide here. I don't want to get too far out, although you can go there. But the aim of this class, really just trying to work down the back line of that spine. My knees are bent. You could have the legs extended if that felt better for you, but I'm going to stay here. Again, find a position for the arms that feels good in your body. Just give yourself the space to breathe, to feel that compression of the balls into that space. Just breathing here, steady, fluid breaths. I've gone ahead and extended my legs. Again, if that was calling your name, if you weren't there yet, you could absolutely try it out. Maybe you just try one leg at a time. Last few rounds of breath. One more inhale. Stay there, breathe out. Again, let's remove one ball at a time. Just let the back lay flat. If the legs are extended or not extended, go ahead and extend them out. Find your way just into this Shavasana, just to notice again for a couple breaths. And we are coming up on our last place here. So go ahead and bend through the knees if not already. Plant the feet about hips width. We're going to place these in the middle of the butt cheeks. So that bullseye area, go ahead and place one at a time. And then just let the hips land back down. There's probably going to be a little space between the hips as you have those balls wedged underneath those bullseyes of the buttocks. Just stay here and just land into this. I'll give you an option to keep the legs as they are, or you could knock the knees in towards each other. For me, it adds a little bit more pressure. So if you don't want any more pressure, back off of that. Maybe the knees just up towards the sky. But otherwise, go ahead and just find your way really into the space of the glutes. And then just breathe. If you did like the stillness, you could absolutely stay. If you did want to wag your tail, it is one option here for really the only little bit of movement. And by wagging your tail, it's going to be a subtle wag. Maybe it's just the knees moving from left to right, just very subtly. Go ahead and find that if movement was calling your name. Otherwise, again, stillness is just as perfect here. Find what's feeling good for you today. This will be our last area, our last 5 rounds of breath, whatever you decided to do. If you are moving, go ahead and find stillness again. Last 3. Last 2. Last full breath in. Stay there, let that release. One at a time, removing the balls off to the side. Again, I want you to just set the balls off to the side, extend the legs out long in front of you. If you did have a blanket and you wanted to use it or roll it into a nice neck roll, we're going to find our way to just a final rest. Paying attention to that backside. Maybe noticing the release. Dissipation of stress away from that backside. Most of us tend to be very tight in our backside. Notice if you can feel light here. Maybe a little free. I don't know, for me, I feel even a little bit taller than I started. If you'd like to stay, feel free. Otherwise, we will say that is the end I hope your backside feels wonderful after that. Namaste.